All I want is the NFL to be held accountable when they misstep, just like players. And they misstepped. You can't do that. As of Tuesday night, the NFLPA has decided, Lloyd Howell has decided, hey, we're going to appeal this. This isn't right. We're going to appeal this. Something's not right. Somebody did something here, and we're going to find out. That's what Lloyd Howell said.
Your biogenome or whatever?
Well, microbiome.
That's
Microbiome.
Right. What I say?
Biogenome. The pastimes include headbutting the wall,
Yep.
putting holes in the plaster,
Catching
or
raccoons
drinking
with their
40
bare hands.
ounces. And who caught a raccoon with their bare hands? Welcome to the Green Light Podcast presented by BetMGM. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT and you'll get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code GREENLIGHT. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. If that bet loses, you will receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Just make sure you use bonus code GREENLIGHT when you sign up. Start the show by wishing my esteemed colleague, Macon Gunter, a happy birthday.
I knew that was going to be your secret text.
Happy birthday. That wasn't the secret text.
You thoughtful.
Birthday make.
You thoughtful. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Chris.
How old are you?
39.
Oh, it's just starting.
It's my Jack Benny birthday. My dad took 45 minutes last night trying to get out a Jack Benny story. It wasn't even a story. It was, do you know who Jack Benny is? My answer was sort of, I've heard of who he is. And it was, well, every time he had a birthday, he would just say he's 39. But it took him 45 minutes to get that thought
The
out.
American violinist?
Yeah. Jack Benny. Is there another Jack Benny?
Dead or alive?
And then actually, several people did say, are you actually 39? Because that's what people say. People say you're 39.
They're all for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet treats?
Sweet treats.
Holy Toledo.
You going to eat them all, or are you going to, like, pass them out?
Depends on what they are. Player?
One of those guys.
Yeah.
This is like an unboxing right now.
What was dessert last night?
Princess cake.
Ooh.
Say something.
Marzipan?
Princess cake? What's the princess cake?
Marzipan?
Is it yellow
Yeah,
inside?
marzipan.
It's
Yeah.
yellow inside?
Marzipan.
Yeah.
What's marzipan?
It's the most delicious thing ever.
Okay, what color is it?
Cream.
So yellow cake and cream?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like... Yeah,
Don't
we
drop
get
that
into
shit.
All right.
Guys, this is outstanding. Who wants some sweet treats?
Oh, nice.
I'll take the big cookie.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, good choice.
yeah, get on in there with some...
Choice. What do
With
we
some-
have here?
Uh,
I'll take a
What is
can of-
this?
French Rolo. Shout out Kyle Long.
Is that what this is?
I'm okay.
oh, look at you.
Oh, there's something hiding.
I got to
under
focus.
here.
This opens pretty explosive.
Your biogenome or whatever.
Well, microbiome.
That's right.
Microbiome.
What I say?
Biogenome. All right. Hey, I'm glad you guys are having a good time. I got to talk about collusion.
Hard-hitting journalism.
This open's going to land me strangled in the front seat of a sedan outside the league office. And you guys are just eating fucking pastries.
What's going to be
One of
the...
Roger Goodell's thugs is going to find me.
What's going
That's
to
what
be
I'm
the...
saying. Should we start a GoFundMe for Pablo for some extra security?
Yeah.
I was
next,
thinking, yeah, maybe.
for
Pablo's
like the next
one.
few months.
I know, but like,
But like honestly,
Uh.
what if he did get like beat up? Like he
That's
showed
what
up
he was
on-
joking.
you thought about saying murdered, but he
No, I don't think they would murder him, but like I just think because
rough
like
him up real good.
well, it's just that nothing has really been like nothing's happened yet.
Yeah.
So like, but like the warning, like if you keep talking. Like, what if he showed up on screen
With
like,
a
yeah,
black eye.
I fell down the stairs. What was that actor who just
fell
did
down
that?
the stairs.
What was that actor that he seen the game with?
Elon Musk.
No.
Late night.
Yeah,
host,
Yeah.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno. Remember when they
I
seen
fell
him
down
and
the hill.
I fell down the hill.
Yeah. We went back and forth on that because I think it's totally plausible that he fell down the hill.
He could have fallen down the hill.
Bro.
That's exactly
Bro.
how I would imagine somebody looked like when he fell down the hill.
Bro, you cannot get a black guy from falling down the hill or stairs.
Absolutely, you can.
Maybe. Like,
Fucking
Dude.
the corner of the banister into your orbital bone.
Bro,
but if you're
then-
falling down, you would have to hit the top part of
He
the
hit the
banister for that to
same
happen.
side
Think
of
about
his
it.
face
Yeah, he hit the-
all the way down.
Bro.
He might have fallen down the hill, but someone was dragging him face first.
Why are you
Also.
laughing? This is serious shit.
That's a board to the face.
It is.
Okay.
But no, hopefully Pablo will be
Segue
safe.
into more serious shit. And again, like everything that I'm about to talk about is information that is available to me because of Pablo Torre, because he found out. So shout out to Pablo and shout out to Mike Florio, who has a reputation of digging up bones. Mike Florio loves to do a little investigative journalism. I'm not the investigative journalist type, but if I read some interesting shit, I'm going to report on it. Unlike a lot of the media at large that covers our game right now, okay? Here's the deal. This is where we are. If y'all watched my interview with Pablo Torre a couple of weeks ago now, I think it was like 10 days ago or something like that. It was a slow news day. And, you know, Nolan sends me this YouTube that's like, check this shit out. And it's Pablo Torre finds out, and it's him and Mike Florio. And they're talking about a 61-page document that was shrouded in mystery, but now has been made available to media outlets and players and fans alike. And the contents of it are explosive. Okay, so if you've seen the interview, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to set the stage for the newest developments. Okay, the epicenter of this whole thing is 2022. It's Deshaun Watson getting a $230 million 5-year record guaranteed bag. Okay, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And there are undertones of like, what are the owners going to think about this? Yada, yada, yada. We also have 3 quarterbacks who negotiated contracts that very same year: Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and most famously Lamar Jackson, who had been angling for guaranteed money, right? So what you have is you have the NFLPA filing for arbitration soon after a March 22nd meeting that was attended by Roger Goodell, the NFL Management Council. Jeff Pash is involved. That's Roger Goodell's general counsel. And this meeting, which follows the Deshaun Watson bomb, is aimed at least in part in throttling down these guarantees, right? Like there are emails in this document that detail Roger and his general counsel discussing, hey, we've got to set a tone where, and I'm paraphrasing here, these guaranteed contracts are not being doled out. And you get to the league meeting and the NFL's management council, which the existence of said council is a little bit weird to me in the first place, right? These guys, yeah, I've heard owners say, hey, that's crazy to think that I could call Jerry Jones and tell him what to do. But everything that was found out in this document kind of goes counter to that, including there's an NFL management council. It's like, guys, we're going to get on the same page and do things the same way, which is we are not giving out guaranteed contracts, okay? And it's something that players have been angling for a long time, right? We're the sport that probably has the weakest union. It's the hardest for us to mobilize and do anything as a group. Our contracts are the least friendly, like when you compare to like baseball and basketball and that sort of thing. I'm not as familiar with the PA in hockey or the CBA in hockey, but we've got it probably the worst out of the 4 major sports when it comes to mobilizing our population and the contracts that we receive. Okay, so the NFLPA says, hey, we need arbitration. We don't like what happened at this meeting. We don't like what happened in the wake of the Deshaun Watson contract and these other quarterbacks negotiating their contracts, not getting guaranteed money. The arbiter is Chris Droney, and that arbitration process took forever and concluded January of 2025. Not long after the agreement, Lloyd Howell comes into play in this story as the new director of the NFLPA. He followed DeMaurice Smith. He's the one who broke the news to a bunch of player reps, telling them, hey, arbitration kind of came up dry. didn't tell them much about the process, didn't divulge details, kind of kept them in the dark, and in fact blamed DeMaurice Smith for the fact that the arbitration came up empty, right? When that really wasn't the case. And until Pablo Torre busted the doors wide open and showed us this 61 pages of fuckery, like nobody knows what's going on, right? And including the players. There's a lot of players that were negotiating those deals that had no idea this was going on. And it's not just the quarterbacks, it's everybody. The whole union, they don't know what's going on. Okay, which is crazy to me that you got this smoking gun, the contents of which in this 61-page document include owners texting each other, reinforcing the thought process of, hey, we're not going to give out guaranteed contracts. You got Bidwell texting Spanos in the wake of Kyler Murray's contract, which did not include guaranteed money, and Dino, as Bidwell called him in the text correspondence, is excited. He's like, this is going to help us with our quarterback next year when we negotiate with Justin Herbert. There is Baltimore implicated. There is Denver implicated. It's messy. There is detailing of a shadowy process wherein DeMaurice Smith is succeeded by this Lloyd Howell guy. And it's a shadowy process. Nobody really knows about the process, which kind of seems weird on the surface. Like usually you're able to vet these candidates and that sort of thing. They kind of ushered him in. Now, this is where J.C. Tretter comes in. J.C. Tretter is the president of the PA, right? He's the player president, but he's cut by the Browns, so he can no longer be the president of the PA. And at that point, there's this shadowy process, and it appears to be a quid pro quo wherein Lloyd Howell enters the picture and then magically comes up with a new position for J.C. Tretter, right? Like, so he's kind of grandfathered in, and so you've got all this going on. You have collusion, you have an undermining of the process, which I would think would be a very abnormal process with the NFLPA and leadership. And the CBA states that members of the executive committee and player reps have the right to receive copies of all arbitration rulings. And that's happened in the past under DeMaurice Smith and others, right? Like after arbitration, you're able to see what happened. Once we turn over the rock, the players get to know what happened too. But in this case, all we got from Lloyd Howell allegedly was, hey, sorry, it didn't work out and it's DeMaurice Smith's fault. But this 61-page document would be very useful to a lot of players that were negotiating at the time and that will be negotiating in the future. And in June 2025, that's when Pablo Torre gets a hold of this document. And more explosive stuff came out this morning and yesterday that's prompted me to speak on it more. The thing that came out this morning was that Lloyd Howell is involved with a private equity firm. That private equity firm is called the Carlyle Group. He's a consultant. Okay, this is one of 3 private equity firms that, if you remember last August, the NFL granted permission for private equity firms to buy into NFL franchises up to 10% as minority owners, right? So this is a very opaque relationship with Lloyd Howell and a private equity firm. There's a conflict of interest written all over this. This is crazy. And we knew this a couple weeks ago, that Lloyd Howell was the CFO at Booz Allen, which is a group that was embroiled in a scandal that resulted in a record government fine of $377, let me not short this, $1 million for overcharging by the firm. So this guy's got a checkered past. They usher him in, under the cover of darkness. There's a quid pro quo going on. And now the NFL and the NFLPA have entered into a confidentiality agreement in the wake of the arbitration findings, in part to protect J.C. Tretter, in part to protect Lloyd Howell. But I don't even think we know in actuality what all the reasons are that they entered in this confidentiality agreement. I think we'll find out more later, and I think we're seeing the tip of the iceberg just from where I'm sitting. It's shady, man. And so, we've got a petition on change.org for Lloyd Howell's job. As of Tuesday night, the NFLPA has decided, Lloyd Howell has decided, hey, we're going to appeal this. This isn't right. We're going to appeal this. Something's not right. Somebody did something here, and we're going to find out. That's what Lloyd Howell said. I think Lloyd Howell's days are numbered, and I think they should be. And so I think there's a couple things that are really confounding about this whole thing. And if there's anything that you didn't catch there, go watch Pablo Torre Finds Out, his show with Mike Florio. It's got over 100,000 views. You're going to be able to find it on his channel. It's a couple weeks ago. I don't want to appear to be. I got some texts after I had Pablo on the show that were like, man, thanks for being brave. Thanks for covering this. Like, you're one of the only guys I've seen cover this. And I don't know why it takes any courage to cover it. Like, number one, I covered it because it was a fucking slow news day. But number two, because it reads like we're being gaslit. It reads like NFL players are being gaslit. And it's crazy. Like, first off, the arbiter coming out and saying we don't really have hard evidence of collusion, like that doesn't sit well with me. There are text messages, right? And I know that there are varying legal hurdles that you have to clear in civil cases and criminal cases, and I'm no legal scholar. But to me, there's enough smoke here that we should be looking at the fire, and we should be talking about the fire. In the media, in sports media, we should be talking about the fire. I shouldn't be getting a text that says like, hey, thanks for covering that because nobody else is. Like, that's fucking nuts to me. I'm not a hero for talking about this. This is just like, holy shit. This thing comes across my desk. I'm in Vegas for the SAC Summit. I got nothing to talk about. It's easy. And I'm looking around and I'm wondering, like, why is it nobody's talking about this? And so that's really confounding to me. And it's not confounding in a way that I don't know why they're not talking about it. I know why certain people aren't talking about it. Certain people aren't talking about it because they're bought. And I don't mean this in like a way that they've engineered this issue. They're just not allowed to talk about this issue because they have too many direct connections to the NFL. That's one of the best parts about being a moderately successful podcast that doesn't have any bosses. Like I don't have anybody telling me in the morning what I can and can't say. So for me, this is easy, and I hope that this conversation is had more publicly on other networks and on other platforms, and it's got to happen in a hurry because the one thing that's important to note here is y'all know how this works. Court of public opinion, the heat that's put on the league, the heat that's not put on the league. As of July 25th, teams are going to report to camp. And we're going to be glued to our TV watching one-on-one pass rush on NFL Network. We're going to be eating the slop up. And I will be too. I'll be in the front of the chow line, as I always say. And in the beginning of September, we're going to be watching whoever opens the season, and the whole country is going to be huddled around the TV. And we're not going to give a flying fuck about some information-rich 61-page document that, quite frankly, is probably over a lot of people's heads, including mine. I had to work hard to understand this thing in its entirety. So, like, the time to cover it is now. And if you used to play and you're a member of the media, like the fact that you're not even covering it, like that sits a little sideways to me. Okay. And the other thing is this, there's a lot of players who were affected by this and didn't even know it. There are guys that, as of time of tape with me and Pablo Torre, supposedly were involved in this 61-page document and had not been reached out to by the union. So like the union didn't even reach out to them and say, hey, here's what happened or here's what's going on. They were just in the dark. They were in the dark and then they were in the dark some more. And so players, like, I know that not every player's the type of player that wants to throw the first stone, right? Like, and stand out there alone and take this thing on. And I don't know exactly what the lever is that needs to be pulled right now. But it is business, man. And where we are in society and where we are as a league and sports fans and athletes is like, there's kind of a mirror situation here where it's like Joe fan walking down the street is going to side with the billionaire over the millionaire. And I think that's reflective in society as well, where like suddenly we side with the corporations, not the people, not the labor forces, not the everyman. Like we act like we're all about the everyman, but we're going to de facto side with the employer. And I wouldn't call the NFL the oppressor, because I wouldn't call making millions of dollars to play a game being oppressed. That's not it. But it's a business, and players need to be reminded that every time y'all do something to void your contract, or you get hurt, or you don't play well, and there's a crack in the door where the NFL can fuck you, they're going to fuck you. Your team is going to fuck you. And this isn't me saying, like, don't be a team guy, don't appreciate the opportunity you have. There's an effort when you're a player to kind of remind the player, hey, protect the shield, man. This game is bigger than you. It's the biggest game in America. You have a great opportunity, the whole thing. I'm not saying those things aren't true, but this is a business. It's a business for the NFL when it comes to you. It should be a business for you when it comes to the NFL. And business is adversarial. Business is about leverage. Corporations, they try to have leverage over their workforces. The minute you have leverage, you have to take advantage of that. And I don't know what the lever is. I don't know if it's a quarterback saying, hey, I'm not playing unless I get my guaranteed bag. That would change everything. I don't know if it's a bunch of players filing a class action lawsuit. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I am a guy who is literate and can read. And I'm a guy that used to play in the NFL. And to me, it just doesn't sit right that we have this great opportunity. And number one, the media is not talking about it. And number two, we have the weakest union in pro sports. And number three, the weakest union in pro sports isn't just toothless anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not what it is. It's they're actively working against us. Like, so you don't have to be Che Guevara or some fucking revolutionary to want to do something about this. You just have to be a businessman.
So what's the, like, hypothetically, say if you're still playing, you were making the money that you're a big contract guy, and say if you were in this document and, like, you find out later that you missed out on maybe making an extra $15 million.
Like an asbestos commercial.
Or whatever it is.
You might be entitled to a class action.
Exactly. Mesothelioma. Yeah. So what if...
Theobinome.
Exactly. So, like, if you and the 6 other guys or however many guys were affected by it, what would be your first step? Especially when it's right now, you're getting ready for camp, you're trying to get your mind right for a season, or wherever it is. Maybe you're a guy you just re-up, or you're about to re-up, so it's something that you're already thinking about this.
I don't want to make it sound easy. Because I don't know the solution, right? Like, and here I am like, hey, here's a problem, and I don't have the solution. Well, that's better than most outlets are doing right now. Like, most outlets aren't even making you aware of the problem. Like, we're telling you what's going on. And I'm not saying I know what to do next. What I would say is this. Under the current leadership, you're not being represented. Yeah. And that's the key thing is, like, hey, number one is do no harm, right? Like, and Lloyd Howell is doing harm. The guy made $3.5 million his first year with the NFLPA, and he's got all these side projects.
Boards.
Huh?
You need to get on some boards.
Yeah.
Cutting them $300,000 check.
Hey, fuck boards.
Yeah.
Except for my board at the Chris Long Foundation. I love those folks. But
what does that pay?
Nothing. We're doing it for charity. But the whole deal is, like, number one, the leadership has to be right. And so I assume players are handling that internally right now. And I hate it if a player saw this and was like, motherfucker, we're already doing something about it. Well, good, do something about it. But then the next step is, who's going to be the one to stand out there and take the arrows and say, hey, I ain't playing unless the money's guaranteed because I'm good enough to do that. There's a couple players in our sport that are good enough to do that. And is it unfair to ask those players to be the ones? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But something has to happen, and it's got to happen soon, right? Because this story is going to get eaten up. It's going to get eaten for lunch once we've got, like, Lions, Vikings, week 3 or whatever. Like,
we have a game this month.
Dude, we have, it's 56 days until the NFL season.
Until the season, but we actually have a game.
I've been getting on
this month.
I'm on some of those posts today in Philly. It's kind of cool. You know, you get your day where they're like, hey, we're gonna run some old highlights of this guy because we're 56 days. So I'm enjoying my day. But one of those guys that holds a lot of leverage to me is Lamar Jackson. I don't want to put anybody, like, on the spot where it's like got to be him. But after 2026, he has a potential out. There's no tag clause. His guaranteed money's up. So he'd be a candidate in my mind. Again, I don't mean to put too much pressure on one player. And here's the thing. Chances are nothing happens. How's that? No, but I mean, if you're out there and you're listening and you're a player, I don't think anything's going to happen. And I'm not daring you or teasing you or like or challenging you. I'm just saying, like, it's simple math. Like, 70% of the NFL voted at all on the last CBA. This is not a highly tuned in population right now. If it were, a lot more guys that I've been texting say, have you heard about this, would have heard about this. Yeah. It's rare that I text somebody. I've texted a few people over the last couple of weeks to say, bro, because I feel crazy. I'm like, wait, is there something I'm missing?
So let me ask you this: do you think that, like, if you were playing, are you talking about like current guys or guys who are done, like retired players?
Current guys for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so, like, do you feel like even if like you were at the end of your career or middle of your career, like that, if you seen this, like that, how much would you indulge into it yeah, like, do you feel like you would be, like you're saying, like right now, it's hard for you to see like guys not really making a big deal about it. But if you were in those guys' shoes, like I'm saying, like getting ready for camp, how much of a deal, like, do you think you would be making of it, or you would be like doing?
Well, number one, I think the players need to be educated on it. So
Yeah.
so usually that's the union's job, that's the PA's job. But they obviously like. And here's another thing: you talk about like an arbiter found that there was no collusion. Well, I don't trust that. That's an arbiter that was selected by the NFLPA, who we discovered all this about, right? And the NFL, who certainly doesn't want the players to have a fair shake. So hopefully the appeals process yields something, and I think we have to wait and see on that. But the number one thing, collusion or not, like just the involvement in a private equity firm on the low ski is probably enough to get Lloyd up out of there, dude, and JC up out of there for everything that we found out. And then get a guy in that actually has the player's best interests at heart. Like DeMaurice Smith was more of a fighter.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes he got a rep of he was a little bit too he was a shit stir. He liked to go back and forth with Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
And I think what probably happened is
the players would ultimately feel like he was for them. Right?
Hopefully, but Lloyd Howell comes in, and I think he's more just like, hey, I'm good with the corporations. Like, I can massage this.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was straight like, hey, we're going to hide this for a while because we know why we're hiding it. I think he was like, let me buy some time, and I'll figure this thing out. Like, let me talk to them kind of thing. Like, thought he could do it himself. And I think more than anything, he probably is seeing dollar signs. He's putting the profitability of the league,
Lloyd, you ain't slick.
over the players.
You ain't slick. He trying to buy a team. He trying to get in.
No, we'll just get him out of here. Like, I don't. This is business, bro.
Yeah,
it's business at the end of the day, and that's my point. Is like, I think it's a sad state of affairs in this country and in with everything around this league where you got a population who's uninformed generally.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's that mirrors society at large.
Yep.
Right? You got a population who's going to knee-jerk side with the billionaires. They're going to side with the corporations. They're not really going to side with the laborers. They're not going to side with the people. And in this case, it's harder to get people to want to side with the laborers because they have 7 figures on their check when it hits the direct deposit, right? So it's really hard to feel sorry for people that are making millions of dollars. I get that. But doesn't Ty go to the millionaire, not the billionaire? And isn't this about a workforce, right? And the money's there, dude. That's the thing that's crazy to me. People are going to act like when players do something about this, that it's an existential crisis to football and it's selfish, and they're going to be flying into a headwind because consumers only care about what's on TV this Sunday.
Absolutely.
And we have, again, the weakest union, and we are probably the toughest group to mobilize because we don't have leverage where we can say, hey, I'm going to sit out for a year. If you're a great basketball player,
you can do that.
You can do that. If you're a football player, you sit out for a year. Average career is 3 years.
But I think about a guy like me. Like if I was on the fringe guy, I was an undrafted free agent. Like even when the lockout happened and we started a month late that one year.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that if that carried on and they were like, hey, whatever guys want to come in, I wasn't in a situation to be like, yo, I can't go in.
No, and that's
like,
that's
you know
the
what I
point.
mean?
That's why the
it's
leaders.
Too many, exactly. It's too many guys, but like you got to think about it. There's probably only if you talk about it like that, there's 7 on certain teams, 7 to maybe 12 guys where like you're really thinking about big money checks or contracts where this is like directly maybe going to affect you.
Well,
know what I mean?
What the question directly is who can swing the leverage.
Exactly.
And
there's only on every team how many guys tops?
I don't know.
5?
On most guys, there's nobody that can swing the leverage when you talk about
most
like stopping this ship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so like it's got to be somebody that could really change the game. And I don't know that anything will happen. Again, like I'm just more like not discouraged because to be discouraged would be. I would have had to have been naive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more shocked. I'm just like shocked at the lengths people are going to just bury this by just opting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck? It's right there. It's already out. You're not gonna be Pablo's the one who's gonna get Jay Leno'd.
Yeah.
I was naive in wondering why owners would care to such a degree about limiting guaranteed money. Why not reward good decisions, and then bad decisions, like maybe the quarterback in Cleveland, would sink an organization.
Right.
Everybody's out there for themselves. But what the PA is now alleging under this CBA is that these improperly structured deals, like lowering base salaries and inflating bonuses, are avoiding paying benefits like accreditation fees and retirement contributions.
Bennies.
That's the stuff that gets lost in the sauce. There are no
Yeah.
more Deshaun Watson deals out there, okay. But when you start messing with people's money into their retirement, it's a bigger deal.
You just have to know who your opponent is. Yes, the NFL is a wonderful thing. I hope it lasts forever. Yes, I respect the Shield. Yes, I love history. Yes, I feel like I'm a part of something, right, that demands my reverence and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it's a fucking business. And at every turn in the road, when the NFL has a chance to make you the blunt end of that business deal, you're going to be the blunt end of that business deal. So somebody's got to do something to pull that lever. And I don't know exactly what the lever is, but it starts with, if you played, talk about the fucking thing. Unless you're just saying, hey, if I'd have had, maybe if motherfuckers got guaranteed contracts when they played, they wouldn't feel so married to their employers today. But it feels like to me that everybody's just getting the hush-hush in the production meeting in the morning.
Can I dumb it down even more?
Yeah.
Haven't partially guaranteed contracts been the norm, like at least
Sure.
bonuses,
Absolutely.
first-year salaries,
Absolutely.
etc.? We're talking more so about
Fully guaranteed.
fully guaranteed
Yeah.
and the Deshaun Watson deals of it
Yeah.
all.
And I understand the trepidation. But it's really not about right and wrong. Business is not about right and wrong. It's about leverage.
Well, and you want your reps going to battle for you, not signing super secret deals that we won't talk about what we just talked about.
Right. And I'm also wondering what else is going to come out as time goes on, because I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is a potentially explosive story, gentlemen.
Potentially.
Hopefully not for this podcast.
You think Pablo's going to be allowed to go to any games this year? If this keeps blowing up, like he tries to walk into a stadium, they're like, "Hold up, sir. Your credentials aren't valid."
I know he's not getting any credentials at in Chapel Hill. I like this investigation a lot more than the last one.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. Me and Ryan Clark talked about that. We won't go too far into it, but yeah, I've never seen a football coach date a younger woman before, or the younger woman meddle in his football business ever. I've never seen that.
I love it.
Never seen it. It's a totally new thing. But I still love Pablo. Like, that's the thing. Like you know, do I think he went Big J journalist on that a little bit too much? Yeah, but I think this is Pablo can be like a hero, bro. Him and Deshaun Watson.
Yo.
I love Pablo. He's a great guy, and he's a fucking great guest. He was great on the show, and you know, like, listen, all I want is the NFL to be held accountable when they misstep, just like players, and they misstepped. Can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't do.
I don't hate Roger Goodell. I'm not like fucking. I'm not like. You know, I think people are gonna frame people on this side of the labor disagreement as like Antifa or something, but it's not like that. It's just like, bro, like what's fair is fair. Wouldn't you think more people would be talking about this? I understand that some people work for the ESPNs of the world, and some people work for the CBS of the world and the Foxes of the world, and like, but aren't there enough independent content makers that played the game or comment on the game that should be talking about, like, it makes me feel like I'm gonna find something out in 2 days that like undercuts the entire thing. It's like I feel gaslit.
Or they want to be able to run replays on their show.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got back.
They don't want to get copyright strike.
Well, they already took that away from me.
Exactly.
Hey, NFL, if
Exactly.
you'll allow me to use game film to grow the game, I'll
shut
take
up.
back everything I said.
And what if you get it? Now, what if you really got an email like, "Hey, Chris, we could talk about this"?
Oh, I would use it as leverage.
Because honestly, I feel like that might be a big thing. Because like, who are we kidding? Like, being able to run replays and doing all that with content, like that drives.
Well, the
your
NBA
audience.
the NBA has opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
No,
The NBA is
because
like,
they do it.
hey, I would like to grow the game.
Exactly.
Let's-
But time and time again, the NFL owners, Roger Goodell, they have shown that, hey, we're about our bag. We're
Yeah.
about the money.
Yeah,
Like
they like the
anything.
toys. They're not gonna let anybody play with it.
Hey, any dime bag sold in the park, we're getting a piece.
Yeah, I need a piece of that.
We're getting a piece of everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys can make your money, but we're getting
You're
a piece.
selling Reggie
of
Miller in the
ev-
parking lot of M&T Bank Stadium.
We're getting a
I need
piece.
$5 on that.
Hey, if it's $7, we need $5.
Yep.
What's your favorite collusion in world history?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Collusion,
one?
you think? Yeah, it's Watergate. You think it would be more sexy, but it's really not.
Right. And I mean, that's part of the
Has
problem.
there ever been collusion like for the people that it's like good? Or
Yeah,
that
like
is-
when guys collude against their wives, like they tell each other, like, don't say you're bringing your wife to this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and we all collude.
Yeah.
And then we end up having a guy's night, right?
Oh.
But then there's always one guy that brings his wife.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that guy,
Oh no, you stay. Stay.
that guy's the guy that's crossing the picket line. Essentially.
Oh, collusion. I don't know enough collusions. I don't know enough history.
I bring my wife everywhere.
And it's not your
Me
fault.
too.
She's in the other room. You guys didn't bring your wives to this podcast? No. No, sometimes parents collude against their kids. We fucking collude all the time in my house.
Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy,
Yeah.
Easter Bunny,
Ooh.
big collusion.
It's kind of just lying. I don't.
Yeah, but
mean,
it's
it-
like getting
that-
on the same page about the lie.
Right.
That's
I think
that's like
also
that's
just
what-
lying.
that's like America colluding.
coordinated
That's like
lying.
America in like shopping and all that colluding us.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like you're gonna
Black
go out.
Friday.
We'll call
you're-
it Black
you're gonna,
Friday.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go out and buy that toy for your kid. That toy you can buy right now for him. You're gonna wait till Christmas and he's gonna want this and you're gonna get it.
Amazon
trying to
Prime
think-
Day.
I'm trying to
shit's
think of
down
examples
80%.
of collusion in American society. Right under our nose.
Well, it's
Iran Contra.
Yeah.
Anybody? Collusion, illegal cooperation or conspiracy, especially in order to cheat or deceive others.
Best lies you tell your kids.
The Tooth Fairy. But that's stupid.
I mean, it's got to be like vegetable. You know, you got to eat the vegetables to have dessert, right?
That's not a lie, though.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, that's true.
One that I got
That's a
told was-
negotiation.
yeah, one that I got told was if you turn the light on in the car while my parents are driving,
yeah.
it's illegal.
Oh.
They just were annoyed with me.
Dude, yeah, I used
Yeah.
to like, and they, you know, they were like, I can't see
Yep.
the
Glare.
road. I'm like,
Yeah.
bullshit. My
Yeah.
light, I'll forget my lights on and I'll drive like 100 miles.
Yeah.
You guys were babies. The other one was that the hazard lights was like an eject button.
Oh, I did that.
My
in high
mom
school.
told me the hazard lights would eject me through the top of the car, and I did not touch that.
I got a
motherfucker.
few chicks in high school. I was like, that's a turbo button.
That's
you press
it.
that, you go fast.
Well, that was always like you think growing up that button did way more damage, and then when you learn to drive, you know, your parent was like, "Oh, just touch that in case anything bad is happening in the car." It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like
so it's
complete opposite.
totally
Well,
fine.
Yeah.
Well, in like a lot of black households, when it's like thunder and lightning, like if you're not just like sitting down, like not doing anything, like you run the risk of like making the lights and the power go out.
Oh, you're gonna make the power
like
go out?
you need to sit down and be still.
Well, I don't know what you had going on because you weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween because it was a
Nope.
pagan holiday.
That is a pagan holiday. There's a lot of people like that. I wasn't allowed to trick or treat. I wasn't
Okay.
allowed to trick or treat.
All right. All right. Where are we going next, guys?
Well, talking about the NFL and their quest for money making,
Mm-hmm.
Netflix put out quarterback. The second season of this quarterback show, a deep dive into 3 quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and Joe Burrow. The other day, all episodes are on Netflix to binge. But a couple big storylines from this season. Kirk Cousins said, quote, "Certainly, if I had all the information around free agency, it certainly would have affected."
He said certainly twice?
He did.
Whoa, Kirk.
Yeah.
Big Mississippi State baseball coach thing.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It certainly would have affected my decision. Had no reason to leave Minnesota with how much we love it there if both teams are going to be drafting a quarterback high. Then he also said, if you give someone else the chance, if you want to get Wally pipped and there's Lou Gehrig behind you, that can happen all the time. Both in talking about Michael Penix Jr.
envy.
Yeah.
Penix envy.
Big Penix envy.
He said, Hey, listen, that's the NFL, man. There is an element when you're like negotiating your deal, like you can get caught thinking, oh, I'm a vet, I'm a good player, like you should tell me, but they don't have to tell you. Right. They don't have to tell you.
But is that like as a teammate, is that different coming from
selfish.
A quarterback, the leader of the team?
Like for Kirk?
Yeah, he's selfish.
No, I don't think he's. I think we're all selfish.
Yeah.
Be honest. I think we're all selfish.
I know. Like, hey, if you're tired and you're in the game and there's a guy on the bench fresh, hey, go get a blow.
Well, then I'm a selfish motherfucker. I used to try to stay out there as long as I could.
I hear you. It's like it's competitiveness. Like it's your competitive nature.
Yeah.
But in definition, in a team sport, that's a little selfish.
That's okay though. But I think being selfish,
but knowing that you
has a branding problem.
But like kind of knowing, like, hey, I know probably 75%. If I sit out, this kid is definitely gonna take my spot, and that's probably gonna be better for the team.
Then you need to get out of the way. You really think most people are gonna do that?
No.
So what I'm saying is that if he is selfish, he is far from the only one. And I would say
get better, bro.
Like
take the time, get better.
Yeah, but it's not always that. It's not always that. Let me explain why. Okay, let me just explain why.
I got you.
Okay, when I was, and listen, this was a deal for a year or two at like 1.5 a year. But when I went to Philly, and I've told this story before, they didn't explicitly say that they weren't going to draft anybody, but it felt like a safe destination for a defensive end, and I kind of knew what I was getting into. And when your years are numbered in the NFL, you want to find a soft landing spot. You're not 23 anymore where you're like, yeah, fuck it, whatever happens, I'm going to beat anybody out. You're an aging veteran. It's not as cheap to sign you. They're always going to give nods to the younger guys. And I went to Philly, and I went over to Germany to get stem cell treatment. And I'll never forget, like 6-hour difference, woke up in the middle of the night, took a piss, and my phone had 200 text messages. It was the night of the draft. Here I was just thinking, oh, I'm good. They draft the guy who broke Reggie White's record at Tennessee. They drafted Derek Barnett, who turned out to be a really good player, and I love Gumby. That's my dude. But in the moment, I was like, man, fuck. Are you kidding me? Like, you're kidding me. Like, now I'm stuck.
In the first round.
Now I'm stuck. Yeah, they drafted in the first round. It's not like they draft somebody. Later in 2018, when they drafted Sweat, they actually gave me a courtesy call. I was going camping, and they hit me up ahead of time. Say, hey, don't panic. This kid's going to be good, but it's not like a this year thing. And, like, that's all you want to know sometimes, right? And then, you're in a better headspace for that thing. But who am I as a player to complain about that? I'm a second or third defensive end possibly on a team that I just joined. I'm 32 years old or whatever it is. Is it selfish for me to have wanted to know and to say maybe I would have done something differently? Maybe. Was it selfish for me to try to play hurt in 15 on a bum leg, like out of survival instinct, when one of my best friends is my backup and I'm still trying to take as many reps as I can as William Hayes, right? But I'm out there trying to play. Selfishness is survival instinct, in my opinion, in the NFL. There are selfish things here's what's selfish in the NFL. Celebrating somebody else's sack. That drives me crazy. That's selfish. You know that whole thing
or throwing your hand up for a sack, right?
That's what I mean. When it wasn't you and you run away with your hand up, that's selfish, right? Parking poorly in the parking lot. Michael Bennett used to park poorly in the parking lot. He's one of my good buddies.
When he would drive, right?
When he would drive, Michael Bennett would take up 2 spaces. That was selfish.
Well, maybe I'll say this. Maybe I feel like mentally there's different rules and regulations when you're a quarterback. I feel like you affect the game too much. I feel like on defense, like a sprained ankle, like I feel like realistically, you can go in there for a drive and get 2 or 3, like 85% to 90% reps, even if you're hurt. Quarterback, I think it's just a different.
I got a question.
I think it's different.
Hey, Anthony Richardson, I'm tired. Is it selfish to stay in?
Bro.
Was that the most unselfish thing he could have done?
Yeah.
To exit the game?
For real, yeah.
Like, nobody thinks that way.
No, they don't. But realistically, like you're taught, hey, if you're tired, and that's what I'm saying right now, you are taught if you're tired, you come out. But that's another situation. When everyone's saying that, you're probably not saying that to your quarterback.
Run me that quote back, Cowboy.
You're probably not saying that to the quarterback or the middle linebacker.
I think what's also interesting is the undertone of like the locker room dynamic where like players know. If the question is how quickly did they know that Penix was better, like I think there was probably internal chatter like throughout the year, and especially like when that Chargers game came along and he threw like 3 picks or 4 picks or whatever. He threw some like absolute
some ducks to the sideline.
And at that point, like guys on the sideline are like, hey, and it's not out of like, hey, you suck, Kirk.
No.
It's like, hey man, I got a lot of respect for you, but maybe it's time. But again, it's up to the coaches to tell you when you're too hurt to go. Or trainers to tell you when you're too hurt to go, and it's up to coaches to say, hey, you're not playing well anymore. No player is going to be like, hey, I'm not playing well, take me out.
But you think a lot of teams, like, and especially a team like Atlanta, like where the owners kind of do meddle, you think that's something that's above the like, hey, if that kid wants to play, you keep him in.
Well, the owner might have a plan like, we don't want to see Penix the first 2-3 months of the season. We don't want to ruin this kid, or we have a timeline for him. So Kirk, sorry, but you're going to be out there fucking running around on a bum ankle.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. You're gonna be looking terrible, but like we're gonna hold you, we're gonna skewer you over the fire for 2-3 weeks until we decided that maybe it's week 10 or whatever.
Yeah. And he did, to Kirk's credit, and I think this is the second episode of this quarterback TV show, he did send Raheem Morris a voice note saying at the time, hey, I'm not playing good enough. I'd love to talk to you about how I can do better. But like there was no point of him saying like, hey, sit me for whatever.
Right.
But he wanted to communicate that like I know I need to
well.
Exactly.
Hey,
and then they went on
those
the run.
4 picks
yeah.
great.
And that was he sent that message in like week
attention.
2, and then they kind of went on a run up until week 8 or 9.
That was the problem. Look at the 2 Bucs games. Like there were games last year where Kirk threw for like 800 yards over 2 weeks. Like
it was the Eagles game. He had that perfect fourth quarter drive to win the game.
But it is Penix time.
Right.
It's been Penix time. Can't wait to see him play this year.
I need to give you.
I mean, we saw him play at the end of last year, but I can't wait to see him after a training camp. And one of the most, I'll say this one more time, Mike. I'm sorry, you hold that for 1 second.
Yeah.
But Penix at the end of the year last year, it was so valuable for him getting those reps. I know, you end up just missing it, but like, wow, how valuable is that, getting him game reps so he can build off of that going into the offseason?
And there was the last episode, they showed those couple, the last games, and Kirk Cousins was very supportive. He was saying, hey, you played great the last 2 or 3 games.
I think Kirk's a good guy.
I think so too.
And who said last year, good job drafting a fucking quarterback. Good job having a fucking, I don't care how high you took him. Nobody's going to be saying, man, we took Penix too high in 2 years. Like they're going to say, thank God we have a fucking quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you could say, hey, maybe Kirk was the mistake, but Penix wasn't the mistake.
Mm-mm.
A lot of people fried them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a Mad Lib for you relating to the Derek Barnett selection. The Minnesota Vikings, who originally owned the pick, who lost starting quarterback Teddy Bridgewater for the 2016 season with a severe left knee injury,
Jalen Reagor,
acquired this quarterback in a trade with the Eagles on Saturday. In return, the Eagles will receive the pick they used to take Derek Barnett.
Was this Sam Bradford? Wait, what year was this? Wait, hold on a second. What year is this?
Chris said it.
I just said it? Sammy B.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Elevators and shit.
Sammy Sleeves.
Sammy Sleeves, dude. I had some weird like quarterback friend stuff happen. Like I was in a hot tub with Nick Foles, and then all of a sudden they shipped him to Philly. Well, no, we were the only 2 people in the water didn't. Yeah. But no, and then Sam, seeing Sam get traded, and it was crazy.
Okay, credit to Kirk, a guy who's had some hair on his head augmentation, sitting for a haircut.
Yeah.
Live on camera
Well,
for tape.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love that he brought in his.
dude, and he was like, great clips is great. I go on the app, I see if it's a 15-minute or less wait time. I sign up, I drive to Great Clips, boom, I'm in the chair. And he did say, he was like, it's a little tough sometimes because I don't know who I'm getting. I don't know if I go to Minnesota, I get used to a person, but they might not be available that time.
Well, he
But-
brings in his headshot
Yeah.
to be like, hey, this is what I want.
Can I do something like this?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
No, but I do, to say I watched maybe 15 minutes of that thing last night, and I would watch it just because of Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Burrow just interests me, bro. He's just like
Killer.
yeah, he's a dude, and the shots of the on the field stuff and these cameras are incredible. I mean, it looks like almost unreal.
Yeah.
10K cameras.
Yeah, whatever it is. How is the rest of the show?
It is interesting. The most interesting points. Well, Jared Goff, episode 1, about 10 minutes in,
Right.
flames. He would take a flamethrower to the city of Los Angeles, respectfully. But his relationship with Ben Johnson and Dan throughout the season is incredible to watch. Like the amount of times when Dan's like, "This Green Bay game, we're going for every 4th down. I don't give a shit. I'm putting my nuts on the table. Let's go," and it worked out. And then the stumble play, they explained the stumble play where Jared Goff stumbled and pretended like he was fumbling and then stood up. And Ben Johnson actually got that from the Packers in 2023 when Love actually fumbled the ball, and then threw a touchdown on the same pass to Musgrave. So that was really interesting to see. Just the in the Texans game, that 5 interceptions game. One piece from this show, Goff's in the huddle. 5 interceptions, but they still got a shot, to stay in it. They've got to make a drive.
Texans football 2024 for you.
Yes. And he goes, "I want this play." He's in the huddle. He says, "I want this play." And he doesn't have a mic up to Ben Johnson, but then Ben Johnson calls that play. It's Wasp. And and it just shows the cohesiveness of that offense, that they were on the same point, that they both saw, hey, right now we need a spark. This play can get us there. And it did. That started that comeback. But Joe Burrow, you said it, he gives off like serial killer, psychotic vibe, like just calm in every
American
single shot.
Psycho vibes.
Dude, just perfect. Like
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
I thought about that
serial
too.
killing vibe.
Wasp.
Yeah.
Wasp.
Wasp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasp.
tremendous. It was pretty solid. And they released it at the perfect time. Beginning of July. What do we need? We got a couple weeks till training camp.
Yeah, let's put out
We got to bury a
quarterbacks. Let's
collusion.
bury a collusion thing. That'll do it. Actually, we could just rank top 5 free safeties today, and nobody's gonna ask. All right, so check out Quarterback on Netflix.
Check it out. And speaking of July content and rankings, at Johnny Barks on Twitter tweeted this photo ranking every quarterback based on how cool they'd be to smoke weed with.
I really like this. I like the exercise. I'm pissed that I didn't think about it first. Johnny, nice job.
So
Bax, have you seen this?
Yeah, and it's crazy as hell. It's
What's
crazy
the
as
first thing that
hell
stands
that
out?
My guys, that my 2 guys are so far at the bottom. Why
what
do they
person?
think a God-fearing man like Jameis would lace a blunt?
I know.
Jameis would never lace a
Like,
blunt.
what is that?
Now, I want to say this first. Like, everything we're about to say, like, I don't know that any of these people
Yeah,
smoke
me
weed.
either.
But, like, hypothetically, I would not see Jameis lacing a blunt. Now, I put Mason Rudolph in the category of will not smoke after some of the people in the circle.
Ha! Ha!
But Jameis Winston is not gonna lace a blunt.
No way.
I think I prefer my Jameis sober too. Jameis
He's great.
is
He's
perfect
high
just
on
the way
life,
it is.
dude. He's high on life. I think Kirk Cousins is rated way too low. I think
Agree.
they put Kirk Cousins. So basically, this is a tiering of quarterbacks that you want to smoke weed with. Go up to the top. I'm just going to read the quarterbacks off.
No, Kirk is right where he needs.
They had under dream rotation. Hold your comments to the end. We're going to just go through a dream rotation: Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Minshew, and Geno Smith. All-time vibes, which I don't know what that means. Joe Burrow, Herbert, Love, Daniels, T. Law, might become your best friend. And I love this section here. This tier is actually on point. Malik Willis, Justin Fields, Jacoby Brissett, and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I can see that.
Chill, but will hog the ox. That's Jalen Hurts, Will Levis, Dak Prescott, Drake May, Spencer Rattler, and Anthony Richardson. I have Anthony Richardson under lungs can't handle it.
That's a good one.
And then keeps asking if we can play Call of Duty. That's it's Kyler Murray. Gets too paranoid.
Chris is in this category.
No, not me. Gets too paranoid. Joe Flacco, Sam Darnold, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, and Michael Penix. I don't know where they get that from. I think Penix would be a lot of fun to smoke with. And then will invite his stupid brother David, who will eat all your Oreos. That's Derek Carr. Pretends to inhale.
He's probably...
You got Tua, Jared Goff.
He's probably who I wouldn't want. Switch him. He's more of a Bible thumper. Derek Carr.
Okay.
Like, then just thinking about smoking wise, I feel like he'll make you feel bad. Guys, don't do that to your body. Your body's a temple. I feel like he's one of those type of guys.
Would he say that?
I think so.
Did Jesus smoke pot? There's no direct evidence in the Bible. Is there any direct evidence in the Bible to suggest that Jesus smoked cannabis? However, some scholars have and proponents of cannabis use have suggested that Jesus may have used cannabis-infused anointing oil for healing, or that cannabis may have been used in religious ceremonies at the time. Allegedly. Okay. Continuing down the list, you've got these guys will steal your lighter. You got Mahomes, Purdy, Stroud, and Pickett. Pickett definitely stealing your lighter. That's where I belong. If you're being honest, like
I think Purdy's going to steal your lighter.
I don't know. They just didn't know where to put him. Sorry, my wife won't let me. That's Stafford, O'Connell, and Dalton. We already went through laced. And then nightmare blunt rotation. They got Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, and Kirk Cousins. So on my dream tier, I actually have Josh Allen, Baker, Minshew, Mahomes. I think Mahomes would be fucking hilarious. Just to listen to his voice.
Just laugh at his voice.
Just to listen to his voice.
Kermit the Frog here.
Malik Willis, Burrow, Lamar, Jameis, and Tyrod Taylor. Nobody mentions Tyrod Taylor.
I mentioned Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
Why Malik Willis?
Because we could just be like, hey, man, you went to Liberty, huh? It's like right down the way.
You weren't allowed to smoke at Liberty, were you?
Yeah. And then I have under interesting combo tier would be Josh Dobbs, Zach Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. They put Aaron Rodgers in the hell blunt rotation, but I would like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, it's a good Zach.
Yeah.
You know, and then
I think the hell blunt rotation, this is just my take.
Yeah.
I would put Jaden Daniels there because he's like a TikTok dancer type of guy. You don't want to get high and see
with a TikTok dancer.
Yeah, like trying to dance and
you
like.
think that's what's gonna happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you seen his videos? He loves to dance. Nothing against him.
But do you think if we're just sitting here like,
if someone has the aux and playing a song that he likes, I absolutely do think he would do it.
I feel like that's
there's
the
too
vibe,
many.
though, a little
There's
bit.
too many videos of him on stage dancing and doing TikTok videos.
I don't want anybody cranking that Soldier Boy with.
He probably can really crank that Soldier Boy really well.
I'd be
too.
like, come on, man, you weren't even born yet.
Exactly.
So here's where I have better than you'd think. Better than you think. Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco, Will Levis, and Kenny Pickett. Better than you think.
May I interject for a second?
Sure.
What makes a good smoking weed partner?
Well, I'll tell you. All right, I got one that here's hell. Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. And
Is that just an ignored question?
well, no, I'm just trying to tell you through my tears.
All right.
What I'll tell you when you tell me the person.
But who just it's just hypothetical, faceless,
So here's maybe the worst. Too quiet, Jalen Hurts.
right?
Like, love Jalen Hurts. Vibes are high, but I would feel so awkward just sitting there smoking with Jalen Hurts because, like, Jalen Hurts would just be like,
Yeah.
he would just be hanging out.
But here's the thing: a lot of those guys, maybe it's a different personality.
Maybe it brings out a different personality.
Maybe he starts being a chatty patty.
I have under gets a boner Deshaun Watson,
Oh my god. Yeah, that wouldn't be.
and then I have you are freaking out, man. This is a good tier. This is Kirk, Russ, Danny Dimes, and Jacoby Brissett. You give them some 33%, some of your cheetah piss,
Yeah.
and just watch Danny Dimes turn into a fucking schizoid, dude.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yeah. And then underpasses it too quick. It'd be Tua.
Oh my god.
Because he's 2 seconds at a time.
I would want to smoke with Tyreek Hill. I would want to smoke with Tyreek because he has no filter, and I could just imagine what type of stuff just runs through his head like if he was high.
Yeah, one problem, not a quarterback, but we should do wide receivers. We should do wide receivers. Wait, what was your hell? Do you have a hell? Do you have a hell rotation, Nate?
A hell rotation.
Who are the worst? I didn't mention Stafford.
Do you want to be smarter than your smoking weed companion or less smart? More interesting or less interesting?
It's just about compatibility, bro. Let me ask you this. It's the same question as could you ride in a car with the person for 30 minutes?
Okay.
It's the same question.
Okay.
Would I enjoy smoking pot with the person, and could we drive somewhere 40 minutes away, just me and that person in the car? It's the same question.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
How much does the substance affect the cheering? Like, what if it was who you want to have a beer with? Would it be your same order, or is that kind of
I think there might be some outliers there that
Say
shake
different.
things up, but like for the most, I think Aiden O'Connell could delete about 23 beers.
Yeah, I'm choosing wisely
No doubt.
with picking certain white guys for beers because it's just one of those things where you guys could get carried away, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like some carried away, like you said, I watched guys delete beers like really fast, and like that's a real good time for people. But on the outside looking in, sometimes it's scary, especially when guys are as big as us and sometimes bigger. That's when it's just like, hey, if this gets out of hand, what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
Like, what's our next move?
That's
here?
why we're doing quarterbacks, man. For the most part, we're okay. All-time quarterback blunt rotation: Jared Lorenzen, Ken Stabler,
Cam Newton.
Len Dawson.
Cam Newton be up there. Len Dawson. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'd like to have a cigarette with Len Dawson. He used to smoke darts at the half.
Why all your guys got to be white guys?
Well, we said Cam Newton.
He said Cam Newton.
Well, I said I agree. Cam Newton.
Hey, as a person who's been to a Chris Stapleton concert with Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to put him on all-time vibes. Not to say the vibes aren't good. He's a classic I'll stay out of the way sort of guy.
Yeah, he said he was chilling.
Nah,
Yeah.
but I
Back
think
on the
Trevor.
wall.
I think Trevor would sit in the room and get the contact high, and I respect that.
Yeah.
He looks like he's that guy. If he's
Yeah.
not gonna hit it, I'll the team camaraderie. I'll be here with you guys.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Make sure you guys get home safe.
Darnold was cool though. He had good vibes.
Will Levis had big vibes.
Great vibes.
Yeah.
Where?
He was sitting over and
Stapleton.
he was sitting with the people.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish we hung out with Will Levis.
He wasn't.
bro.
He wasn't sitting with y'all up in the. He was sitting with the people.
Yeah. He was dancing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. Sometimes I think he was in a rotation before he he takes the field.
Viral video the other day. We had a golf course fight, and it seems like these golf course fights are being more and more commonplace on the internet. But Nick Tarnasky, former NHL hockey enforcer, 6'2", 225, gave this golfer fair warning before he beats the ever-living.
And that's the lead though.
Yeah.
Because first off, golf course fights are great because you rarely see blood. You're kind of like, these guys can't fight. But this guy can fight. He played in the NHL.
Oh, and Leverett.
You guys need to get off the golf course.
Yeah, we will, man.
Go now. Like, pack up, go now. Get in your cart and go.
You don't know what you're doing.
Hey,
My favorite part is
Come
the
on,
big guy's
man.
off camera. So you
Hey.
have no idea what the little guy's
Hey,
charging.
I fucking told you. Man, leave him alone. You want another? You want one too? Came at me. I got it all.
Yeah, like if you're getting ready to fight a guy,
I got it all.
here comes the punches.
I got it all on record.
Hey, you
want to fucking
go, guys? Hey, leave him alone, man.
Leave him alone, please.
Hey,
I love how he says bang when he punches. That's the coolest thing ever.
That's that.
Enough.
Enough! Get out!
Get out.
That leave it alone gave it away that it's from Canada. Leave it alone, man.
Dude, I just...
Oh, got it all on record, didn't do it for you?
All right, so here's the deal. If you're going to fight somebody, his friends are like, I don't know. Like, you know, that's probably a bad sign. The guy was flapping his gums at this hockey player, and I'm sure he didn't know he was a former professional hockey player,
Bang!
let alone a fucking enforcer. But, like, his friends were, they go, you ain't tough, and his friend was like, I don't know, he's pretty tough. Like, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
And then the thing that came out of this is, like, when I first saw this, the guy looks 6'7", 300 pounds, right? Because that guy who got mad is tiny.
Mm-hmm.
6'2", 225 was his height and playing weight. Can you imagine what it looks like to see an NFL offensive lineman beat somebody up? I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying. Like, this was, I mean, it's scary. He's a big guy, right? And he knows how to, like, grab some cloth, and he's done this before. But, like, you thought you're looking at a big guy there? I mean, that's a pretty big guy. Try seeing fucking
I don't know if it's real or not.
Wayne
but
Hunter fight somebody. Okay, y'all might not know who Wayne Hunter is, or Kyle Long, or fucking Greg Robinson, or one of these dancing bears, dude. 6'2", 225. That's what 6'2", 225 looks like. Maybe he's probably 245 now.
It was clear that the guy who got beat up was being a jackwagon on the tee box. That was clear from
Playing slow.
Yeah,
he
and
seems
just
also very, very
inebriated.
drunk.
Yeah,
Very, very drunk.
and getting tossed like a rag doll.
This is a viral fight, man. This actually owned the internet for a day.
So how long would I have to be taken on a tee box for you to want to fight me?
I'm not going to fight you over
on a
playing
golf
slow.
course?
I'm not going to fight you over
I'm gonna
playing.
drive around you.
But how serious is golf that you can't, like you said, just skip a hole and maybe go back and just
I
get in
would, 'cause
front?
I don't
just
give a
get-
fuck about
just
golf.
get in front of them. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
But
give
a
a fuck
lot,
about
a
golf.
lot of people. I'm the same way. A lot of people give a fuck about golf.
This
'Cause
guy- this guy
I feel
knows
like
what
that's
he's
what this ultimately is. Because if you just, hey guys, you know what? We're gonna skip this asshole. He's taking too long. And if we come back and we can get this tee done before the day's over, we'll do it.
But
If
when
not,
you come back,
let's
somebody's
just
going to
skip
be
it.
on the tee box.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, hey, like maybe we'll get it done at the end or we won't. But it's just like, if you guys are getting that mad,
Yeah, but also, like,
behind
what a
these
great
people.
opportunity to be in the right and beat the fuck out of somebody. Like, I would love to run into that guy.
And that dude, if you watch the whole video, like you can't get mad at the ex-hockey player because he did hold his restraint for as long as he did.
Fair warning.
And he waited until that guy took the first, because you could look like a bully, everyone knowing you are an enforcer. This is what you kind of did for a living, fighting. But that guy lunged at you. He lunged at you
And the first thing all he does is throw him
exactly.
into the
He
pond.
just ushered him into the
Into a pond, dude.
So great.
And then he went
So great.
Mike Breen on him.
And
But
this-
I think when he got ushered into the pond is kind of like when I realized how drunk that guy was, because like the way he hopped up and he was just kind of like ready to go. I was like,
Dude,
oh, he's not snapping
They
out
call
of
it
it yet.
liquid courage for a reason.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see until the hockey player was pictured in the video because of the way it was shot. Like, he's badly outmatched.
Yeah.
I mean, he came down the hill and became shorter and shorter.
Supposedly that guy, he posted after and he was just like, just a small black guy, like no biggie.
Well, that's the problem.
It's just like
that
dude.
that to me is like, that's a little surprising.
And this is the hockey gentleman's previous resume. This is what he's done before. He's in the white jersey here.
And maybe he was taking something off these punches because he knows
1,000% he was.
You know, he could be.
Absolutely.
1,000. The fact that he's fighting him like in a hockey match and not just pummeling him on the ground,
Yeah.
is I feel like is something.
My boy Patty
screaming
Maroon.
bang and
Yeah.
screaming bang for all five. He only punched him 5 times. There's only 5 bangs.
5 bangs.
5 bangs.
That's
and
what
then,
the guy posted?
And
Yeah.
then the friend, oh yeah, see? It's funny because the friend's like, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Hey man, just leave him alone.
That's usually what like a girlfriend or spouse is supposed to be saying.
But that's like the embarrassed friend that I feel like kind of feels like, hey bro, you do this a lot. and maybe like you had this coming to you,
Yeah.
and you fucked around with the wrong guy,
Yep.
and I don't have the courage enough to even step in here and try to help you because he got pushed the one time. Buddy almost teed off on him, but he was like, "No, you get out of here." Pushed him, and then
It's just another lesson of why, like, just be careful when you fight somebody for a number of reasons, but one being you might be national news effectively.
yeah,
Like,
It might be a meme, which
You
he
might
has
be a
turned
meme.
into a meme.
do you remember the guy that got beat up by those wrestlers in the bathroom in
Yeah,
Oklahoma?
two Oklahoma
That
college
was
football
pretty
players.
satisfying.
Dude, he like
Even though they were football players, I just love seeing a calm guy getting instigated. Like, I'm addicted to that video on the internet. It's my algorithm is at least 50% of that. You know, it's that street justice that I'm after.
just
you
don't
know?
be assholes to people.
And don't fight guys with cauliflower ears.
Definitely don't fight guys
The-
with cauliflower ear. Definitely not.
And don't fight NHL enforcers.
Yeah.
There was a video associated with this picture, but it appears I have deleted it. But I was playing the role of guy on the tee box at a Fox Field one year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I held my own.
What, you got beat up?
Well, by you.
I beat you up?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
You were fighting everybody. This is you fighting Clint.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Oh,
you're-
me and Clint fought?
Yeah, you used to be a big. You actually used to be a big bully back in the day.
Not
Yeah.
a bully.
Yeah.
Not
if I had,
at all.
If I had my old phone, Scoop Fest, you were a bully.
You mean I was good at scooping people?
But
How am I
like,
going to be a bully
sometimes-
scooping
sometimes-
other people?
But sometimes, like I was
that are
talking
the
about,
same size
look,
as me.
that was talking about when you delete
what do you mean-
ears.
what do you mean by scooping?
You like
So, like, we used to,
one
like,
guy trying to basically slam, but we call it scooping, trying to get your
There's
opponent.
it's a fucking
2 feet.
wrestling
Were you like
2 feet.
were you like already wrestling?
No, like that's the thing about it. When
I
you're
think
drunk,
he's
you can just
misremembering.
you can just initiate this by just kind of like locking up with a guy, whether you want to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, hey, it's Scoop Fest time.
We used to just have like Royal Rumbles like nonstop, bro. Like it used to just be dudes like flying across. That's why where we lived, it was called the Meat Mansion. And some people are like, yo, pause, or what is that about? It's literally because like there's 10 250-pound dudes and up who the pastimes include headbutting the wall,
Yep.
putting holes in the plaster,
Catching
or
raccoons with
drinking
their bare
40
hands.
ounces. And who caught a raccoon with their bare hands?
John Phillips. Put a football glove on. The raccoon was knocking our garbage off. I had the window near the porch, and he was like, "Nate, next time you hear the raccoon," he's like, "Let me know." And the next time I heard the raccoon, it's like, JP, it's down there. He put on a football glove, went out to the garbage, grabbed this raccoon. I've never heard an animal make a squeal or screech, and he shook it and was like, "Stay out of our garbage." And when I tell you, he put the raccoon down, and this raccoon ran up this tree the fastest I've ever seen an animal move, and it never came back.
What the fuck was that?
That's really when I knew. I was like, oh, JP's crazy.
I could see JP walking back and be like, "Got him."
I just don't want people to think I was going around beating people up. These are wrestling matches.
No,
that are
it's
consensual wrestling matches.
Yeah, but it's still
but
it's like forcing someone into a wrestling match.
I'm not
Just
forcing
like,
anybody into a wrestling match.
You know,
God, you are something else.
I hope that
bro, I wish I had the video.
You'll lie like
'Cause
Ocho Cinco,
Nah.
bro. You got Ocho Cinco
Hell no.
talents, bro.
He's a lie.
I hope
got a lot in common.
when y'all lived there, I hope that there was you walk through the door, it says Meat Mansions, pastime includes, and everything you just.
Oh yeah, for sure. One time Kyle came over when he was like younger, and we like took Kyle. Kyle was like got old enough to hang out with his brother, but he was still kind of young, and like we were all out hanging out and drinking, and Kyle, we go back to the house, and one of my roommates who liked to punch holes in the wall started headbutting the wall, punching holes in the wall. Kyle's like, "Let me do it," and comes over, boom, headbutts a stud.
Didn't stop him though. They still proceeded to headbutt that wall till it was fucked up, and then
We used to
JP and his pops, they spat it and put that wall right back together the next day. I was just like who am I living with?
We're living with a guy that can
Like-
snatch up a raccoon and fix drywall.
Fix drywall, no problem.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. But then we used to. Do you remember at the Fred? We used to bong 40s off of the third story. We'd get a bunch of like 40 bong, or we get the beer bong
Yep.
materials and like make it like a 20-foot bong.
Man,
Somebody go up top. It was just meathead stuff, dude,
yeah,
all the
no.
time.
I watched Chris. One of my first times going out at UVA. I watched Chris let another fellow freshman. We were new. A female be like, "You can't chug that," and he was like, "Who?" And I watched Chris chug a peppermint schnapps bottle to almost a bar.
That was after a bottle of 99 apples.
Bro, to a barcode. And like honestly, at that time, I don't think I've ever seen like other than like in movies, like I've never seen anyone drink like that and then like be okay, like be somewhat okay.
Well,
you weren't.
I'll tell you how
you
my
weren't
night ended
okay.
up. No.
Yeah, no. You ran out. You ran out.
Somebody said, I
and did
saw
a-
you on JPA last night. It was Jefferson Park Avenue. I said, I was nowhere of the sort. You just ran out of the woods. They said I ran out of the woods.
So that night you ran. The funny thing is when we were at the Fred's, you just ran. You ran outside and then you ran into the darkness. And I just remember. You
didn't see me again.
bro. I remember C Dirt just being like, "He's all right. He does this all the time." Or just like because he's being like,
this
"Yo,
all the time.
where's he going?" And there and C Dirt was like, "Yo, he's grown. Like he's all right. Like
He's
like,
23.
He's fine."
Oh,
Good times, yo.
Chasing
good
that
time.
raccoon.
yeah. I was chasing
Chasing
raccoon.
that raccoon.
Oh, here's a fight.
Yeah,
Here's a fight.
There's a history, man.
There he is, right here. Bing,
I
bing.
think did I
Wait,
punch? I didn't punch him on
Where'd you go?
camera.
Oh,
you were there a second ago.
Yeah, I punched somebody.
not Steve Smith.
No, I didn't punch Steve Smith.
Oh,
but
you're smart.
There,
than that.
there you are.
don't do that to me.
I'm just saying, you are.
Don't do that to me.
You are smarter than that.
I think
though.
he'd whoop your ass.
Steve Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go after him, but like I don't.
No,
think
I
so.
respect Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Steve Smith's one of my favorite players.
like,
I grew up
clearly
a
we
Carolina Panthers fan.
Who's
You,
this?
you can see in the video, you're clearly staying away from him. Though, like, no.
You got the hockey hold on.
Scoop him.
yeah.
Scoop him right now.
Who's this guy here? 67. He did it. He did it.
Well, yeah, because
Lame.
somebody was messing with Robert Quinn. Me being such a bully, they were bullying Robert Quinn. You know, I'm standing up to the bullies.
Who's 20?
Yeah, he got your
Yeah.
back.
Was that Rod? No.
Next time a bully comes up to you, I'm just gonna let him bully you. I'm just gonna let you get beat up.
You would never.
Here you are early. 91.
Here comes the cross right after the fucking So, anyways, and got ejected, and they threw beer cans at me.
Damn.
You flicked
Middle-
off the whole crowd.
Well, that's allegedly, but I didn't.
Whoa.
According to Nate, probably.
Nah.
You were just upset because it was the middle
here
of
we
third quarter and you had 5 points again.
Well, yeah, no, every game, bro.
Scorigami, huh?
I don't know what the fuck he said to me. Who was that?
Scorigami, 5-17.
And then we ended up, and then I ended up in the locker room with Les Snead. It was just me and Les Snead. Look at this guy, like, get out of here.
Who was that? Who said something to you?
And they were just all celebrating because I got kicked out.
No,
There's
who was
Greg
it?
Hardy. He's like,
11?
No,
Is that
who's on
11?
the Panthers?
Yeah, 11.
he's like, that wasn't real smart or something like that. And I, like one of those like, hey, buddy. So I ended up in the locker room with Les Snead. It was just me and Les Snead watching the game at the end.
Oh, Greg Hardy signing. Wow.
I punched a locker too. I thought I was like, fuck, did I break my hand? You
Look at
idiot.
Cam Newton getting hyped on y'all.
Yeah, Cam. Fucking.
Super bad.
Look, they were all bullying him. Look, me and Dunbar and Sims and Langford, we were a bunch of dogs, though.
There you are.
Wild dogs.
11, who was talking to you, was Brenton Burson,
Yeah, well,
What was he saying?
6'3" receiver out of Wofford.
What?
there's the. Oh, wow.
I love your foundation, Chris.
Is that the punch?
That got you kicked out? How much did you get fined?
I don't remember.
Oh, friendly fire? Looked like Stewart hit you in the back of the head.
He probably did.
God
Yeah,
damn,
is it-
Stewart.
is that guy with the dreads? I
he's
punched the
trying
guy
to-
with the
Oh,
dreads.
he's trying to stop you from throwing a punch.
Yeah, I punched the guy with the
Oh,
dreads.
it's too late. You already got kicked out.
Is
Let
it
me get my
Darian
punches
Stewart?
in.
That's Darian
Darian
Stewart,
Stewart?
the legend.
Yeah, Broncos
And
legend.
so here's my
Here-
hefty ass walking out of the stadium, and they start throwing beer cans
That's
at
a
me.
great Chiron, though. It's an all-timer.
Ejected from game. Hey, and there's our security guard, Steve Miller. Not Steve Miller from the Steve Miller Band. That's Steve Miller. Look, there it is. And so I point to be like, hey, get him out of here. Still shot of me pointing. Will Brinson, who I'm now cool with, writes an entire article about how I flipped the bird. It's a lie.
That is a quick.
You should write for CBS. This is good.
Yeah. That is a quick cameraman to grab that picture.
17-5.
Look at event staff. Event staff's like, yeah, I'm going to try.
Yeah, I'll try to get him.
I saw it too.
But, bro, that hurt my heart because I grew up a huge Panthers fan. I've been in that stadium with my face painted as a child. I used to get the cheerleader calendar and everything, bro. Like, I was a huge Panthers fan.
Thrown out.
And then they
with your
all
face painted as a
hated
grown
me.
man.
They hated me. Yeah, I had my face painted again.
Ooh, look at that walk.
I guess, boy, oh boy.
Man,
See,
gone.
me and Steve Smith are
go?
cool. We're cool.
Steve Smith was like, "Go try that shit with me." Chris Long.
What'd you say?
He's probably like, "Don't try that shit with me, white boy."
Oh, at the end,
little point.
little point right here.
See, and look.
I'm probably laughing at him.
That's such a great cliffhanger to end.
I love Steve Smith, bro. He was one of my favorite players growing up.
Chris Long poked Steve Smith in the eye.
Yeah, right.
Adrenaline could have taken you to a little Malice at the Palace situation.
Yeah, start climbing.
That's a long
and,
walk to the tunnel.
Yeah, beating up people in the stands.
Speaking of Malice in the Palace, we might have a great guest for the people next week.
Oh, that's a dynamite fucking
As
drop
we
in
wrap
there.
the show here.
Wait.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tune in.
See you next week.
Take care.
See you next week.